Hello, hello, everybody. We're here a little bit early today. This is Harmony Stamps with Michelle, and I'm Michelle. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Just as a reminder, the new catalog is going live to everyone on May 1st. We're not using products from this catalog today, but we will use some more through the month of April. If you have seen something that you must have before May 1st, as long as it's on the pre-order, which almost everything I've showed you is one bundle and one set of papers that is not on the pre-order. But everything else is available to put into your starter kit should you determine you must have that new product before May 1st, which honestly, some of it's some very darn cute product. And what's better, with the April kit, you'll actually get the new catalogs in your kit in addition to the old annual catalog. So you'll get old catalog and new catalog. Yay! Couldn't be better. So you can start that on April 2nd. I can help you get that going, make your choices, figure out the best way to spend that $125 product credit for the $99 that you're spending plus tax on the kit. Shipping will be free. All right, new catalog. So fun. I love it. Any demonstrators out there? That was the one I just received in the mail. So we're today doing our make and take class. So this is the April card kit of the month, and we are going to be using the Nature's Sweetness set. If you would like to get the make and takes to make two each of the three cards we're going to make today, all you need to do is use the host code on your screen or in the description below. Put in a $35 or more order before shipping and taxes, and you'll get all of the paper embellishments, die cuts, and/or punches to make that card kit. You'll need to supply your own stamps, your own ink, your own adhesives, and any additional things that you would like to put on the card yourself. All right, I'm going to go ahead and remove the banner now and switch over so I can see comments as they come in. This is the designer series paper that goes with the suite. It is called Nature Sweetness. It's 12 by 12, and it has three colors: pebbled path, pecan pie, and gold. Now, I've already showed this to you, but since we are focusing on the suite today, I'm going to show it to you again. We have all of the A side, for lack of a better way of describing it, all have this fun gold foiling on it. So this has the cacao plant, this is the almond tree, and then of course we have the vanilla, which are fun. And then on the back, we have this fun little distressed grid pattern in pebbled path. Our next sheet features a lot of gold with these brushy flowers, maybe? Anyways, and then on the back, we have those same plants as the previous sheet, only in black and white with pebbled path, no, pecan pie leaves, sorry. Then our next sheet has this fun writing on it with gold foiled speckles, which is so pretty. And on the back of that, we have pebbled path and white printed plants. On the next sheet, again, we have primarily gold foil with these fun leaves, which from the looks of it, I would say these are the almond tree leaves. On the back, we have distressed script along with pebble path speckles. And then here's the distressed grid again with the gold foiling. Beautiful, beautiful, love it. And then on the back, we're actually going to be using all three of these designs in our cards today, but we're not going to use them as a full panel. This one I had to fussy cut. These two I was able to use my scan and cut to create. And then finally, we have this beautiful gold foiled scripting on pebbled path background. So pretty. And on the back, we have a pebbled path ledger page that has been distressed. All right, let's go ahead and put those aside. Sorry, I am still dealing with whatever is going on with my throat and voice. So this is a mega bundle. There are two, or mega suite. There are two bundles that you can still get through the end of April. This one, presuming that supplies last, because the Notes of Nature, both the stamp set and the dies, are retiring. So April 30th, at the end of the day, they will be gone. However, this stamp set and dies are carrying over, but will no longer have that bundle pricing. So if you really want the bundle pricing, you'll need to get this one before April 30th or the end of April 30th. Okay. We will be using both of these. We're not using the dies today, but we will be using the stamps. And just so you can see, this is the lovely and sweet stamp set. I pre-stamped it. I did it with you on camera. So we have congratulations, so sorry, just sending a little bit of love your way. We have the vanilla plant, the cacao plant, which is what chocolate comes from, and the almond tree, or at least a branch from the almond tree. It has an almond, two of them, three almonds, and the two little flowers that create the almonds and then little buds. We have this kind of texture pattern. This is like a magazine ad. And each of these have their Latin designations with those. So the stamps for this one, oh, I'm sorry, we are using one of the dies, and that is this die for the label. All right, let's put that back and go back to the Notes of Nature stamp set. This is really great for junk journaling, collage cards, and certainly anything that would be considered antiqued. So we have this distressed journal. We have the field notes with number and a seal and some different notes. We have these plants. We have these speckles. We have thanks for making me smile. Just a little note to say hello. And today is all about you. Happy birthday. All right, let's go ahead and put those away. I do not have any of them pre-assembled. We're going to be working with them together today. And the first one is going to be using a pebbled path card base. I do have a white layer that I'm going to be layering these. I didn't want this thick. Let me grab my trimmer. Feel like Winifred. Trimmer. There. Oh, that's right. We had an avalanche with the trimmer, so I have to re-put it back together. Ha ha ha. Good opportunity to show you that this does come off. There's these little white things, and you just set it in the little spaces, and there you go. All right, so this I think is like 3/4 of an inch. I'm just going to go down to 1/2 an inch. All right, trimmer can go over there. And I think actually I'm going to use the thinner spot and this. And I'm going to use this backing from the adhesive sheets, and I'm going to place them the side I want to put the glue on down right up next to each other. And I literally had that. That's my favorite thing, right? Where did it go? There it is. Hiding. Because hiding is what we do. All right. So I'm literally going over that crossover of the two pieces. And then I am going to lay them down on the card. lining them up with the edges. There we go. Squinch them together. Get my snips, which are right here. Cut the edges off. Put that on my water bottle right now. All right, so we have that. I am going to want to do a little bit of inking on the inside. I think I'm going to do it in the Lost Lagoon, but I want to stamp off. And of course, I came so prepared for stamping off, right? There we go. All right, so there we go. Just going to place this up here, stamped off, kind of faded, antiqued. Beautiful. All right, we still need that. And since we have it out, let's stamp our sentiment. This is just leftover bits from when I was die cutting. And it happens to be perfect size for this sentiment, which is today is all about you. Happy birthday. And yeah, it may look a little funny to be putting it on this funny shape, but it's going to be fun. I know it's crooked and the whole 9 yards. We don't care because we're going to fussy cut. So we're just using the fulcrum and I'm turning the paper instead of the scissors or my snips and going around. All the fun. Okay. So now we have our sentiment. Now we can put our ink away because that is not all the inking we're doing today. Hold on one moment. We forgot it. All right. So this is one of the layers that we're going to be using. Where did there it is. I just want each opposite corner to have some of this design on it. It doesn't need to cover a whole lot because it is going to be covered up. All right. So next we're going to place our lovely designer series paper. By the way, your make and takes come with a PDF, so you can have all of the cutting directions, assembly, pictures, the whole 9 yards, right at your fingertips. So if you want to duplicate these cards on your own, you can do that. So this is going edge to edge along the long side with a small space top to bottom. Or at least it will be when I get it lined up. There we go. All right. And then we are going to glue this down to our card base. I wonder if I put some of that on the corners too, just to carry it over. And make sure we have our writing going in the right direction, and we do. And this is again going edge to edge on the long side with an even space between the two. There we go. All right. So then we need to do some coloring. And for that, I have my blends. I am going to use the pecan pie for the vanilla beans. I'm going to start with the light and then we'll come in a little bit with the dark at the end. And there's going to be coloring on each of the cards today. The blends are fantastic for doing this. They drop the ink down fairly fast. Um, this one I am using the brush tip, although if you're not as confident about your brush tip skills on thin spaces, you might want to use the bullet tip, especially on these little areas in here, because I'm just barely touching the ink to the paper this way. But and some of it is going to blend into that pecan pie on the circle behind it, but that's okay. All right, let's get the dark out. And for this, I am going to use the bullet tip. And I'm just going to kind of brush over some of those line areas. I'm not making sure I have it all completely covered, just, giving the illusion that we have some different colors going on. That's the point. All right. And then, let's see, were these the yellow ones? I think these were the yellow ones. So we're getting lemon lolly. And we're not going to color the whole thing, and I do want my brush tips. We are definitely not going to color the whole thing. We're just kind of going out towards the edges. Okay. Put that back in and come back in with the dark. Kind of follow the lines out to their natural ends. All right. That will finish the lemon lolly for sure. Might even be the end of our pecan pie. On the back, we're going to put some dimensionals on. And I still have edge pieces. Yes, I do. I like my edge pieces. Don't forget to use your edge pieces. They are very useful. Now, you don't have to color this in. If you like it the way it is, then please feel free to use it as is. All right, we're going to have it kind of there, and this kind of here with this sentiment going across it. But I'm going to also use this faux leather trim. I think I want to do it there, right? So I'm going to cut like that. And I also want another identical size because I'm going to do one on the bottom and one on the top. I decided not to use the corks, which is also part of the embellishments for this week, because I can't find them. Isn't that lovely? All right, I've got my adhesive backing again up so that I can put some adhesive on this lovely trim. Trying to make sure I get the side that's the best one down. I am going to put these together just because it's easier to run that down that way. And then I'm going to grab the other side and then I will separate them. Whoop, whoop. Come on. There we go. Release you down. Down. Thank you. And then we're going to run this along this edge here. Nice. And then we will do the same on the top. Get up there. There. And then I'm going to go ahead and trim off this extra bits from the edge of the card. A little bit of hangover with the paper and with the trim, which I don't want hanging over. Let me make sure I've got this one. Okay, now it's very thin, but much better to have it off. All right. I'm going to remove my backings. By the way, happy Easter, everybody. I should have said that at the beginning, but it's been a fun, quiet Easter day for me. My grandkids have enjoyed Easter so far, and I am also enjoying Easter. I'm going to place a little seal on the back of this, and I'm just going to run it across this label. So this is that die cut label, but I did it with the designer series paper so we could get some of that extra glow going from the gold foiling. And then I'm going to place some dimensionals on each side of that label. Remove the backings. And we're going to place this about there. So today is all about you. Happy birthday. And then we're going to want to place our inside down on the inside. Shocking, I know. Line it up as good as possible. There we go. And press it down. And that is our first card. Fairly easy to do. All right. Now we're going to move on, yay, to our next item. Which is going to be the cacao. So I did not want the cacao beans to blend in to the pecan pie. So I actually grabbed our neutrals, and I have the 200 and 300. I did a little test with 100, 200, 300, and 400 and kind of looked at it based on that. And I decided that these two were the best match. So 200 is going to be the dark one. So we're going to start with the light one and do our cacao beans with that. Now keep in mind that as you press down, it is going to pull some of that out. And I just want to kind of go lightly because I do want to still see the lines that are on the paper. And I'm not super duper getting it completely filled in. This definitely would be easier with my other glasses, but I don't know where they're at the moment, so we're just going to use these glasses. All right. So that is the lighter shade. And then we're just going to come in with our bullet end and get those main lines and some of the cross hatching. And I'm not, again, being super careful. I'm not trying to make sure I'm covering all of the lines. I just want to give you that feeling of that. And it does dry lighter. So we'll look at it again. But for now, that's what it looks like. All right. So that means we are done with those. Whoop, whoop. We're not done with pecan pie, though. All right. Then I have to do the leaves. And I think I'm going to use both Old Olive and Granny Apple Green. Now, what I did is I had to fussy cut this one, and it was not standing out from the paper. So then I used my scan and cut to create an additional shape around it from some early espresso, so it pops more from the paper. So this is Granny Apple, and so is this. I think I'm going to start with the Old Olive and get us some color on our leaves. And again, I'm not worried if I don't get every little bit. A little bit of white or much lighter color just makes it look like nature put it together, because nature is not everything is perfectly colored and shaded. That's just not the way nature works. All right, let's get our dark, and I definitely want more dark right there because that's where it's curled up and it gets less light, so it's definitely going to be darker underneath. And just kind of going over the lines. This time I'm trying to make sure I get most of the lines, but if I don't get all of them, I am not going to cry. All right. All right. And I think I'm going to do the dark Granny Apple for the oh wait, no, that's branches. For these leaves though. And the bits that extend from the branch. And then I guess I'm going to come back in with 300 and get that branch with the bullet tip. There we go. All right, and then we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of that. And look at that. We almost have another sheet done. Well, we do have another sheet done. Duh. All right, on to this one that's mostly used, but getting there. And let's get some right there in the center. All right, we're going to set that aside for now. Get all the garbage over there. All right, so this, we're using crumb cake for our card base. And we are going to be using vanilla, even though it's basic white. I guess for whatever reason, I'm liking the vanilla. All right, this was in Lost Lagoon, so I don't really want to put green in my pecan pie, but I do want to stamp off. I don't want to have a bunch of color down there. There we go. Oops. One more. There we go. All right, back to this, and we're going to again place our cardstock up against our designer series paper, run a line of adhesive down there, and gonna line it up down here along the bottom edge. We're gonna cut off our ends, and there we go. Nice, nice. And gonna again stamp off this one and place it up in the upper corner. There we go. And we have our sentiment, which is going to be the just sending a bit of love your way. And I have this die cut out of Very Vanilla. Sadly, the thick Very Vanilla is already gone, as is the vellum cardstock. Oh, there we go. Okay. So let's go ahead and place our inside insert in our card base. There we go. And then we're going to put our layers together. And I did like the idea of having 3 layers on this card. Oops, that one should be here. And it's just 1/8 of an inch on the top and bottom and 1/4 of an inch side to side. So we still have that crumb cake coming through from the base. There we go. And then our designer series paper. Make sure we have the writing going in the right directions. Just like that. And then I have this little edge of, let me see if I can get that. Early espresso. Yeah, there we go. All right, I'm going to put the pecan pie ink away. We definitely do not want any disasters that way. So I'm going to have this going this way. I'm going to have this going this way. And then I want to use that faux ribbon again. And I think on this one, I'm going to go ahead and tie a little knot. It's not going to be a tight knot, but because this is already lifted and has extra cardstock, it's going to need extra postage if you choose to send it. I would not personally send it, but that's me. All right. This would be one I give personally. We're going to go edge to edge. And let me cut off that other little bit there. There we go. And then we need adhesive. Make sure we're putting adhesive on the same side. There we go. And then I'm also going to put a glue dot in the center back. All right. So we're going to start with the center and bring about our, there we go, our edgy bits. And then I need dimensionals for my sentiment. I don't want dimensionals for the top, but I am going to go ahead and put a little bit of seal on that and then a dimensional down below. All right, now let's remove our backings. Okay. And there we go. Our second card is complete. Yay! And then we have one card left to do. Let me set this aside again. It would be helpful to know where I set the other one aside. There we go. All right. And our last card is going to be using Pecan Pie as our base, and we are using Pretty Peacock as our matte layer. Well, let's go ahead and get our inside done first. What did I do with my paper? There it is. Sorry, my voice is definitely getting creakier as we go. All right. I'm just going to line them up really good. And this time I have more to cross. Let's get the other side. Right. There we go. And, uh-oh. It's all good. Okay. It's very sticky. There we go. All right. Rub that extra glue off my fingers. Yay. And then we will cut off our excess here. Just like that. And let's get our Pretty Peacock ink out. And we are going to stamp off again with our field notes. And place it right up there. Okay, and then let's stamp our sentiment, which is the today is all about you. Happy birthday again. Oopsie. Yeah, that we don't like. Let's clean that off. We do not want halos. All right, up and down, tap, tap, tap. No rocking. All right, there we go. Good thing there's two sides to each piece of paper. Much better. That we like. I'm going to go ahead and put the ink away so we don't end up with any boo-boos. And then this I am going to trim down. And I think I'm going to do the little banner cut thing. Which is a good thing we can do with the scissors because the punch is going away. I know it's sad. All right. Let's color. Coloring. Let's do the leaves first. I think I did like how the Mossy Meadow and Granny Apple Green worked. So let's continue on with that. I'm going to start with the light Mossy Meadow on our leaves. I will be very happy when whatever's going on with my throat and chest stops. Don't actually feel sick, but I don't feel well either, so it's probably spring allergies. So the good news is this paper is carrying over. The embellishments are not, so those are going to be going away again on April 30th at the end of the day. Anything that is still in stock on the last chance list will be gone. During my last chance video, I did go ahead and share with you one of the awesome ways that you can see what's currently low inventory on that list. So you would go into my website and you would go shop all and then select a 90 so you can see 90 on one page instead of just 30. And then you would, on the left side menu, select retiring low inventory. That will go ahead and show you everything that's currently low inventory that is on the retiring list, which is very beneficial if you are worried about anything. I know we've had some things sell out even since the last time I talked with you guys. The Season of Chic stamp set has sold out. It is no longer available, as is the Cottage Wreath stamp set. So if those were on your list and you didn't get them, don't let anything else go that you are wanting. um, Nothing terribly new has been added to the low inventory list. I think the lace shops might be new since the last time I talked with you guys about things. Um, but the very thick vanilla cardstock has sold out. So has the vellum cardstock, the Parakeet Party ink refill. And as we get closer, those ink refills will be the first ones to go of the in colors that are retiring. Then the cardstock, um, the blends, so if those are on your list, you need more of them because you love those colors. That's certainly my place. Then you want to get them. Additionally, on May 1st, a number of things are going to be increasing in price, such as cardstock, punches, some of the tools, so like the cutting plates for the cut and emboss machine. I think there's some ink. Oh, the ink blends are definitely increasing in price by $1 and things like that. So, once again, if you are running low on anything and you would like to restock before those prices increase, do it now or in April. That is the best time before the prices go up. And I'm definitely going to be stocking up on stuff. Okay. Then the Granny Apple. Nope. Oh, was I doing that, the Granny Apple? I think I was. Oops. All right. Well, let's go light Granny Apple then. And bullet end. Thank you. Bring it back with the light Granny Apple. Okay. Now, I did look at pictures, and it's kind of hard to tell, but it does look like these are kind of a pink, kind of light pink color for the flowers. So I'm going to come in, and I'm not going all the way to the edges either. It does fade as you get closer to the edges on these flowers. Now the buds are going to be a lot more colorful, so I'll go full range on the little buds down there. And then we're going to do, that was petal pink. And then we're going to add in from the center on out where those stems are, the stamens. We're doing light bubble bath. And I think I'm going to do that on those buds too down there. And I maybe even go in a even smaller arc with the dark bubble bath in the very center and the very edges of those buds. So not a lot. All right. Then we're going to use pecan pie for our almonds. start with the light. Oops. All right. It's so funny. People don't really have a good idea of what almonds uh, look like. um, because most of them see them after they've been shelled. So they don't know what they look like on the tree. And again, I have white spots. That's intentional. Makes it look like what nature intended. And I'm just kind of going over where those darker lines are with the dark pecan pie to give it texture and dimension. Okay. Now we're going to assemble our paper. So this was just a regular sheet that I put in the trimmer. Actually had two each of the same size. So they were one originally, and I did them both at the same time. And I basically put it about an inch on this top corner, right? And brought it down to um, the about an inch on the bottom on this side line and cut it. So they basically are lining up. They're the same angle because I cut them at the same time. And then I'm going to place them on this pretty peacock cardstock. And I'm going to have a little bit of gap in the center intentionally. So I'm going to start with this one, and I'm going to just have about 1/8 of an inch below, which is not a lot, okay? And even side to side. And then I'm going to put my adhesive on this one. Get it in the corner real good. I'm going to turn it the other way and get my 1/8 of an inch. Make sure I'm lined up on this side as close as I can. And 1/8 of an inch. And there we go. Since I'm happy with it, I'm going to go ahead and set it down. Call it good. All right, so we do want dimensionals on this lovely piece. Just to give it some more pop, because pop is good. All right, and we're going to go ahead and glue this down to our card base using our seal. Make sure we're in the right direction. And we are. And this is going to be taking up a lot of space, but that's fine. We have no care whether or not it takes up too much space. And then we're going to drop this across there. And that means I would like some more of my trim down here. This time I'm not going to knot it. I'm just going to cut it and put adhesive on and tack it down just like I did with the others. I'm just getting a measurement right now so I know where to cut it approximately. Ugh, this is thick stuff, people. All right. So I'm going to put some adhesive on it that way and roll it out the other side. Oops, wait a minute. Which side am I on? There. There we go. And then we're going to place it upon our card. I'm sticking out a little bit further on this side. So I'm going to cut off a little bit of that extra bit. There we go. And try and straighten it out a little bit. There we go. There we go. All right, I'm going to take off my adhesive dimensional backings. Come on. Somehow I got a little seal on the top of that. I think that's all of them. Nope, one more. I'll double check this one. Yep. Okay. All right. So then we're just going to kind of place this here. And we're going to run some seal across that and run that across there. And then we need to put our inside in the middle or on the inside. So seal back again to the rescue. I just love how fast it is to put things together with seal. When I have something that's kind of fussy for placement, that's really that. And when I'm doing the delicate stuff is where the liquid glue really comes in handy. All right. There are our 3 cards for today. These are the make and takes for the month of April. If you would like to get them, just use the host code that is in the description. I'll put it back up on the screen for you now. We'll try to. There we go. That's the host code you're going to use. There is a link that should take you directly to using that host code. If not, be sure and put that host code in there when you put in your order. $35 or more will get you the supplies, embellishments, paper, die cut items to make 2 each of these 3 cards. And that is $35 before shipping and taxes. Make sure that I can see how to mail things to you. So it's going to ask you if it's okay for the demonstrator to, have your contact information. I will need that in order to send those to you. But once I have that order in, I will, if I don't have to make any new orders to get more product, I will ship those out the following week and get those out to you as a thank you for ordering with me. That will also include an emailed PDF of how to cut for all 3 of these cards and how to assemble them. I hope you enjoyed them, and I have enjoyed spending some time with you today. I hope you have had a fabulous Easter, and I look forward to seeing you again on Wednesday. This is Harmony Stamps with Michelle. I'm Michelle. Have a good one.